So here it is, my modded Black Series Force FX Kylo Ren lightsaber. Okay, like that's all we can see is a Black Series with some hot glue on the blades. You're right. But, however, when we take a look inside, we're gonna see some different things. Starting here, you can see the recharge ports, which allows the use of a kill key, which can be a real life and battery saver when you're trooping for a long time. The blades are actually just a little red painted, but it doesn't change much. The hot glue, however, does give a real nice unstable effect. On the other side, let's have a look at it. I used the original ignition switch. I configured it to be used as a momentary switch and not a latching switch, because it gives us the ability to dim down the brightness of the LEDs. I installed an auxiliary switch. It has a bit of a punk style in the installation, which fits nicely with the Kylo Ren overall style. I'm making this video because I actually don't need this saber anymore. It was my first Kylo Ren saber. Now I have my beautiful Phoenix Props V1, which I'm here upgrading. You can have a look at it and the insides. Up. Maybe an overall information. There are some not PCB protected batteries right now. I suggest if you buy it that you buy some PCB protected batteries. I will not be sending the batteries via mail because there are a lot of restrictions for once. Then secondly, my batteries have been used a lot. They're not very good quality batteries, so I suggest you go and find somewhere 3.7 volts battery will fit nicely. There are actually two 14500 cells in there, so you can find that easily with a PCB protection, which I strongly recommend for use with the CF8 card inside. So, let's see how it goes. So we can see it's quite bright. There's actually a tri-cree. Let's turn it down. With three red LEDs as for now, and the vents are with a simple red dye. But if you want to add white flash on clash, that would be possible, but I have to charge extra to change the LED module, which is actually already installed. So I'm selling it with three red LEDs. If you really want to add a flash on clash, that will be an option, but it will take me a little time and it will cost you a little money, obviously, because I have to put in the hardware and the time. So let's have a general look at it for the ignition. Here we go. So we can see the nice delay on the blades and the auxiliary switch. Okay, I give it a little spin. I show you how it looks from a general point of view. Okay, so here we go. The general view. So as I stated earlier, it's heavy, it's huge, but overall it's nice. It's an affordable converted lightsaber, which can have the blades removed. You can use it for trooping. It's compatible with the JJ Industries belt clip system. I had it installed. I put back the original Black Series because I'm using the belt clip on the Phoenix Props V1. But you can very easily obtain the belt clip from JJ Industries. So, here's how it goes. So you can see the Trident option is always on with the Kylo sandbag. So you have this, let's retract them. You have this delay between the main blade and the keylance. as seen on the movie. There it goes. So one of the nice options is that you can have color profiles. So you have 4 profiles, one very bright, another cut in half, and then again in half, and then again in half. Let's see how it goes. That's the standard normal profile. Then by giving up down go on the main switch while holding the auxiliary switch, you hear that sound, and there you can see the brightness has been cut in half. Let's do it again. And the dimmer the brightness, the more you will see the instability of the blade core. So you can see now that the shimmering is much more evident to see on the blade because of its less power inside. And the last one. So you can see that's for tripping at night and to save a lot of battery life. Let's go back to the main one, and here we go again. You can see how bright this is. So obviously it's much brighter than the original Black Series LED string, which, as all Force FX have, is not that bright. So you have the mute on the go. Just by hitting the aux switch before hitting the main, you will have the lights and no sound. You know that you're mute on the go because when you switch it off, the mute sound, the switch off sound comes back. However, you can restart simply the chord. You have 4 options: volume at 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So with those options, what you will have is the ability to switch, to reboot your saber with a different sound volume. Let's go to 0. I enter the sound bank selection menu. I validate the Kylo Ren sound font. And there we go. We're 0 sound. So you can do all your photo shoots, you can do anything you want, you wish, with no sound, which saves a little bit of battery, not much, but also most of all saves the brain of people around and yours. You can have it like at a mid-level. I go there. I validate my choice. And now there is some sound, but it's not as loud as with the volume at level 4. There is a bass speaker inside it, so it's very loud. And I vented also the plastic piece at the end, so the sound comes out even louder than it used to. So I have blaster blocks, I have the lockup, and I have the force effect. So there are other sound banks, and on the other sound banks I did not put the trident option. So everything is there. Same options as before. You can mute on the go, or you can just reboot the chord with a different orientation and you'll have a different sound volume. Let's go to the audio player.
Sound bank selection. Audio player.
I just
Audio player.
the always likable Empire March. I added 2 other sounds in here. If you want to fight with the music, you can, because here you go. You can have the blade, you can enjoy your time, have fun, and have a music score for your fun. Last one. So that's it. I just paused the thing. It keeps on. That's it. You can add the music you wish. Just insert the SD card on your computer and you'll be able to put all the music you want. So let's have a look at it without the blades. So you can see here I inserted back the kill key. It has a few scratches, of course, because it's been used. It's been dropped. It's been a lot of things. Then it's been modded. But here it is, working nice. You can see simple red LEDs and the tri-cree inside there. Okay, so I show you how to take apart the modded Black Series I am selling to access the SD card for all the settings and the audio files of the Crystal Focus 8 soundboard. Actually, the soundboard has been installed inside the original plastic tubing. The blade holder also is the original one from the Black Series. There is, I felt no need to go for custom saber shop adapter, which by the way was not available at the time I did the conversion. So I went old school, used the original one, and it goes nicely. The heatsink inside works just fine. There's a lot of place and space inside here to just vent the heat, so there is no 3D printed chassis or some fancy stuff like this. It's not meant to be exposed open. It's meant to be used for tripping and a little bit of fighting if you don't mind the weight. So here it goes. If you want to take it apart, you have one sacrifice to make. You will actually need to take this cable off, which is the reason I just use a tiny point of glue to put it back, so you can always open it and have access to your stuff. So the same way you would put new batteries into the Black Series, you take this apart, but this is when the similarities stop. You can see here the recharge ports are installed. I'm gonna take the kill key out, and now I'm just gonna take this little sound and recharge module up. So you can see here the wiring is just some black tape holding it together, but it works nicely with the pressure from the pommel. So we have the battery holder, which is red. You plug it in the red plug. Then, giving power to the soundboard, black, you plug it in the black. And the speaker connection, white, you plug it in the white. So always keep the color codes on the connectors. So now that it's all perfectly unplugged, and I just have actually here two plugs because the battery pack goes directly to the recharge ports like this, we can open it. Here you have to be careful. There's a plastic plate just put on top of the metal heeled port. You just have to lift it open. So I can do it with my fingernails maybe, or just a little screwdriver. You see a little twist, and it's just double-sided tape that holds it with all the profiles. It just gets there and keeps there nicely. No need for more adhesive, because if you want to access it and you put too much adhesive, you have a problem. So you can see here I hot glued the auxiliary switch connections, and there's all the connection inside the original switch and original blade holder and the electronics holder. So you see here you have this little metal port that goes all the way through to keep all of this together. Just need a pair of pliers, and here we're going to grab it and take it out. That's it. Keep all the electronics on the upper side of the pommel and just slide this out. Inside here there's the Crystal Focus 8 sound card, and at the bottom of it, if I press, I just can go and grab my SD card. If you have difficulties fitting your fingers inside, you just use long pliers and very gently take the nano SD card out. That's it. You plug this in your computer, you make all the arrangements and the settings and the file fonts and the music you want to add to the saber. You put this back here and you're good to go to put back the down jacket. Be careful to align the cable side to be on the right spot. Either way, you cannot fit it wrong. It has here a little profile. Back together. Now, all there is to it is taking back this piece, putting it here, and going with the same pliers you used to take it out, all the way in. And here we go. Just don't push it too much. It should not be able to do that, but always leave a little bit of the piece outside because it makes it taking it out with the pliers much easier. And there we go. You see, it holds together. I just have to be careful with the cables when I put back the front plate. And here I am. You just put the cable back in. If you want, when you're finished with all the settings, you add a little bit of glue here and here. That's it. Always follow the color code. This is already red on red. I take the black. I'm not going to the wall, but I take the black connector. I put it with the black connector. Same thing with the whites. And if I put this like this, I make a little test run, insert the kill key, take the kill key out.
Yes.
It's working, very nice, we're happy. You put
Now,
the battery pack, and alongside the battery pack you put the two connectors, and then you just slide all this inside. You align the recharge ports with the belt attachment. It has to fit because it also has a profile. So now that I'm here, I can put the kill key back, I can take the pommel, and I'm ready to go. Just to be sure, I take it upwards so it makes sound.
Yes.
Okay, the sound works. Let's turn it on. Side blades, the vents, just insert them, give it a little twist, and the same on the other side. Just take it in, and it will hold just enough. If you really need, you can turn this little screw and tighten the hold, but I find that like this it just works perfectly. And so here we go.
Yes.
Back together. Thank you for watching, guys. See you very soon with my second, the first update on my Phoenix props. I'm going to show you the insides. I did a neater work than last time. It's not all that fancy 3D printing stuff, but it works fine. It's fine for me, and it gives me the ability to have two cells, which most of the chassis don't have. See you soon, guys, and keep having fun with Kylo.